Friends, this is my favorite gospel story, and it has been my favorite since I was 9 years old. You know that this account of the feeding of the multitude, this is in all four gospels, and there's slightly different versions, but the one I like best is the one that you find in John's gospel, because John has, the only one of the four, John has the little boy with the loaves. Let me explain how I came to appreciate this passage. I'm 9 years old. I'm sitting in church one Sunday, and for some reason I was paying attention. That wasn't always the case, but on that Sunday I was paying attention, and it was the Gospel of John's version of the story. I'm 9 years old, and there's a kid in the story, 9 years old probably. Not only that, but he's the hero of the story. I mean, Jesus, of course, is, but after him, because Jesus needed what he had. And you think that Jesus doesn't need anything to do a miracle, except that if you look at the miracles in the New Testament, he always starts out with something. And the something could be just a couple of loaves and fishes. At Cana, it was the containers of water that he changed into wine. And sometimes the starting point is just a person's faith. They bring something to him. They bring their belief that he can do something for them. And the scriptures plainly say that when Jesus was in situations where people did not have even a little faith, he could not do any cures. So the boy has something that Jesus needs. And I can just imagine the boy, like they say to him, "Kid, let us have those loaves and fishes there because we want to use them to feed these thousands of people." And the kid must have thought, these people have been smoking something. He looks at the loaves and fishes and he looks at the crowd and he says, "I don't think so. I don't think this is going to work." But he has faith, or maybe it's just curiosity, when he gives what he has to Jesus, and Jesus, of course, makes it enough and more than enough. So I'm sitting there, and I have the understanding, probably from religion class in the parochial school, that what Jesus did 2,000 years ago, and it was written down in the scriptures, he also does today. So if he needs something from a 9-year-old kid 2,000 years ago, he needs something from me. I'm a 9-year-old kid. And then what have I got? I haven't got anything. What can I give him? And I thought about that for a while. It must have been a couple of months. And then at the beginning of 5th grade, September of 5th grade, the parish priest comes around, and he's looking for volunteers to take this training program to become altar servers. I thought, that's it. That required a good bit, if you recall those days, because you had to learn the Latin responses. So it was more difficult than it is today. But I thought, that's good. Okay, so that was in September, and my first Mass that I served as a 5th grader was December 1st. And so I became an altar server, and that really kind of set the direction for my life. I served Mass for all the way through high school and followed that path to the seminary and to the priesthood. And I often found in my 52 years as a priest that I would say the same thing. I'd be in a situation where the needs were just overwhelming, and what I had was not going to work. I looked at the needs, and I looked at what I got, and I said, I don't think so. But the Lord wasn't asking me to solve the problem or fill all the needs. He just wanted my little loaves and fishes. And I'm happy to say that I did give him the loaves and fishes, Yeah, it worked out. Things worked out through the years. And here's the takeaway. Here's the news you can use. It's quite likely that that you have something the Lord needs, and it's quite likely that it's something probably not very significant at all. But He wants that. And this is true whether you're 90 years old or 9 years old. This is a practice. This is a thing that applies to children, from 9-year-old kids. It is likely that you have something that the Lord needs. I don't know what it is. Oh, by the way, this past week we celebrated the feast of St. Ignatius Loyola, who, as you know, is the founder of the Jesuits, all over the world, running hospitals, missions, medical schools, universities. Now, Ignatius decided at one point he had a conversion experience, and he decided that he was going to found a group of men dedicated to Jesus and call it the Society of Jesus, or the Jesuits. I don't think he had quite had all of that figured out. So he left. He was a native of the Basque country in between France and Spain. So he left there and he spent 11 years in various universities in Europe doing two things: furthering his own education and getting volunteers, signing people up, encouraging people to become members of his group. After 11 years, he was ready to begin. How many Jesuits do you think he had? 6. He must have looked and said, I don't think this is going to work. But it did work. I'm not saying that, well, it's likely that when you give your loaves and fishes to the Lord, He will do great things with them, but that's not a guarantee. The only thing that's guaranteed is that He wants you to give Him your loaves and fishes. So I hope that you're able to do that. Allow the Lord to encourage you to give whatever it is. Give it with a generous heart, and then probably prepare to be surprised. Amen.